Today, I have the great honor of introducing the recipient of this year's Woodrow Wilson Award, a prize that celebrates Princeton's service mission. Christopher Cavoli, of Princeton's great class of 1987, is a 4-star general and a 35-year career Army officer who serves as the commander of the U.S. European Command and as the Supreme Allied Commander, Europe. As leader of the U.S. European Command, General Cavoli is responsible for U.S. military operations and activities in 50 independent states in Europe and the Caucasus region, as well as the welfare of the region's 103,000 U.S. service members and their families. As Supreme Allied Commander, he oversees all NATO military operations, strategic planning, and engagement. General Cavoli's appointment came 5 months after the Russian invasion of Ukraine, a war that has upended decades of security on the continent and prompted even traditionally neutral Finland and Sweden to seek NATO membership. General Cavoli exemplifies Princeton's commitment to the value of service to the nation and to the world. He's held leadership commands in combat and peacekeeping missions and has worked extensively with the intelligence and policy communities. He's served throughout the United States, Europe, Asia, and Afghanistan. His commitment to leadership began early. He was born to an Army family in Würzburg, Germany, where his Italian immigrant American father served as an officer. Spending time overseas as he grew up, he honed an ear for languages. He now, in fact, speaks French, Russian, and Italian. General Cavoli participated in ROTC at Princeton and graduated with a degree in biology. He had boots on the ground even then, in a manner of speaking. The title of his senior thesis was, and I quote, "The Effect of Earthworms on the Vertical Distribution of Slime Molds in the Soil." The moral here is be careful what you call your senior thesis. He earned a master's degree from Yale in Russian and East European studies. General Cavoli has always been very generous with Princeton students. In 2017, while serving as commanding general of the 25th Infantry Division in Hawaii, he returned to the university to give the ROTC commissioning address at the ceremony in Nassau Hall. 2 years later, he returned to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the university's ROTC program. As the keynote speaker, he praised Princeton's ROTC undergraduates and alums for their service to their country. He said, and I quote, "The folks in this room understand that Princeton is in the nation's service in so many ways, but also in the military. Princetonians shed their blood for this country. Princetonians dedicate their honor for this country. Princetonians dedicate their spirits to this country," end quote. While the ideals of a free society are threatened in Ukraine and in other conflicts around the world, General Cavoli exemplifies Princeton University's values. He embodies a spirit of courage in his defense of democracy and a commitment to service in his extraordinary ability to lead. Please join me in welcoming General Christopher Cavoli.
Dolan, thank you. All those iPhones over there have the internet in them, you know? Have you heard about this? Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. President Eisgruber, Dean Dolan, deans, faculty members, alumni, friends, and most of all, members of the class of 1987. Thank you for being here today. Thank you very much for this tremendous honor. When I look at the roster of previous recipients, it's sort of incredible to me that I'm here to receive this award today. In fact, it's fairly obvious to me, and likely my wife, Christina, that there is some terrible mistake. President Eisgruber is going to be a little bit embarrassing, but you're going to have to pull me off the stage. So as I recall, most of us had the experience at some point, one time or another, where Princeton sort of humbled you a little bit. You arrived, you thought you were pretty good at things, and then you just ran into so many people who were so accomplished. I cannot believe that I am sharing the stage with the guy who invented the internet. And the only defense I have for the class of '87 is at least Steph Tompkins, '87, is in charge of DARPA right now. Dr. Kahm, what a privilege to share the stage with you today, sir. Unbelievable. And to the recipients of the other prizes, my deep congratulations to you. What incredible work you have to offer all of us. Princeton's been such an important part of my life. I just simply can't think of any other award that I'd rather receive. Like everybody here, I love this place. Some of my favorite memories are from here. This is a place of beauty. It's a place of challenge. It's a place where young people come and learn to think. It's a place where we all came. And we fell in love because here we could live a vibrant life of the mind. It was a fun place, too. It was a place where we met people from all walks of life and from all over the world. It's a place that taught us the meaning of new words and phrases, such as house parties. I don't get it. It's a place where we all learned how to balance our hard work with much-needed recreation. Lord, this place was fun, too. So here at Princeton, we lived in big, beautiful, Gothic dormitories. We studied in beautiful libraries and in modern laboratories. We celebrated the individual, the self, the glory of all that seemed possible. I ate at Ivy Club. I was 19 years old, and I was being served at my place 3 times a day on china. It was splendid. It did not last, right? The world beckoned. You know, sir, as long as we're on the internet, this title of my thesis thing has been plaguing me because somebody put it on Wikipedia some time ago, and if you could figure a way to take that down, that'd be fantastic. And I did not get an A. And Sean Barrett and Mike Brown, my physicist roommates over there, are saying, obviously you didn't get an A, Cavoli. So from this splendid place, I went straight to Olson Hall at Fort Benning, Georgia. It's in a particularly bug-filled part of Georgia. And it was then known as the Benning School for Boys. It was our infantry school for the United States Army. I went through all the requisite programs. I went to Jump Master School, Pathfinder School, Ranger School. I headed off to a high readiness parachute infantry unit in Europe. Right at the peak of the Cold War. It was fantastic. It was different from Princeton. Not much China in my life then. But it was fun. It was exciting. It was challenging, jumping out of planes, shooting guns, leading our soldiers. So truth be told, the path that took me here, my life, my career, didn't really start with some fantastic notion of service. It started with adventure. Now, of course, I was patriotic. I understood that I wanted to do something for my country, but this was fun. Over time, that too began to change. I lived and experienced life, and it turned out it was a life of military service. Not an easy life. Long hours, hard time in the field. I think I was about 26, my first war. I wasn't alone. Other Princetonians were out there doing similar things in service and the same thing in the military. Matt Gantz is in here someplace. Where are you, Matt? Matt led a Marine platoon in the race across Iraq in 1991. Alex Krongard served for years as a Navy SEAL. I see Doc Scholl sitting right down there. He was flying F-18s. And years later, Doc Scholl and I ended up at the same time in 2006 on the ground in Asadabad, and up shows John Melkon. Where's Melkon? John Melkon. So we were in Asadabad, Afghanistan, in Kunar province, and I'm sure it was the most remote alumni association chapter in the world. Oddly, reunions jackets do not serve the camouflage function you would expect. They're patterned like tigers. What do tigers do? So we all chose the same life, the few of us coming out of school. We were not the first. I see Ray Dubois from the class of 72 over here. There's Jim Marshall, a Medal of Honor winner. There's Alex Prado, who suffered grievous wounds serving with the 82nd Airborne Division not so many years ago in Afghanistan. I understand, but I'm not sure that Mark Milley was in the uniform for a while as well. So we came out of this school and we chose this life, and it's a life that shaped us. We saw suffering, we learned about death, we learned about heartache. And as time went on, these experiences began to stack up, one on top of the other. I remember the destruction of Sarajevo. I remember when I first felt the deep, deep responsibility of leading soldiers, that responsibility of holding the fate of our nation's youth in my own undeserving hands. The wars continued to pile up. I lost many soldiers. I learned the value of their service, their sacrifice. And I understood that it's a special country that produces young people who will give their all. On a ridgeline in Kunar province, on a brilliant spring day, I loaded the body of my dear friend onto a helicopter. I went home, I saw his wife and the baby he had never seen. And I learned that it's also a special country where even our loved ones are ready to sacrifice for all of us. So over time, you see, the balance between fun and, frankly, not so fun changed. This stopped being about excitement. It stopped being about adventure. It stopped being about fun. That other feature, which had been there latent in our youth, it took over. This all became about something other than me, It became about others. It became about all of us. For me, it became about our country. You see, somewhere deep in the background, someplace way, way back in the recesses of my mind, there remained a memory that guided me, and I think us, all of us, back here today. It was the memory of a slogan in the nation's service. It was there the whole time, in the service of our nation and all nations, in the service of others. That's what we were taught. That's what we absorbed here. Of those to whom much has been given, much will be expected in return. That's what we learned. And so that's why we're here today. That's how we came to be here today. And today in our world, this is needed. Princetonians in service are badly needed. Our world is facing troubles we thought were in our past. The events of the past year are not remote. They're not theoretical. They're not abstract. They are real. We just passed the one-year anniversary of Russia's unprovoked, brutal invasion of Ukraine. This war is wreaking untold destruction in that country. It has created 15 million refugees, thousands upon thousands of deaths, untold destruction of property, infrastructure. It has poisoned and ruined the land. It is senseless. We have entered a period when the understanding we had about how the world works has been turned upside down, as the dean told us. Our ideas about the interconnectedness of states, the appeal of mutually beneficial arrangements, the absence of a zero-sum mentality, sensible things, they've all been put in question abruptly. We have to react. Our Ukrainian colleagues did not ask for this. They too were shocked by it, but they have risen to the challenge. They inspire us with their bravery and their determination and with their commitment. They inspire us with their service. They do not live in a vacuum, however. We live in the same world, and the future of that world will be determined by us. We will need to create the world that we want. We will need to stand to our future, our children's future, the future that we've always designed all of our plans to fulfill. It all depends on our ability to react, to defend ourselves, our values, our world, to create new arrangements that will secure our future and the future of the world. We will need to do everything we can to ensure that the values that made the world we love, freedom, liberty, the inviolability of the individual, the right to self-affirmation, the values that we see and that we hold dear in our Bill of Rights, that we do everything we can to make those hold fast and strong. It's our world. It's our future. We have to create it. We cannot take it for granted. It won't be easy. It will require strength. It will require focus. It will require thoughtful, creative people who do not tire, who do not despair, and who do not falter. It requires people who put the needs of others above their own. It will require servants, people who believe above all that they serve others. It will require people who are in the nation's service and in the service of all nations. It will require Princetonians. I feel so lucky to stand among you. Thank you for this incredible honor. It's been my good fortune to be able to be here this morning and to peer ahead with you into what I know will be a wonderful tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless you all.